All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about Errol Spence and a name that I would have never connected with him, Teofimo Lopez. Errol Spence responds to something that is said by Teofimo Lopez and his father, and it is hilarious. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division and Mars at the same time because Errol Spence Jr. has responded to Teofimo Lopez, and Teofimo Lopez camped through his father and he, saying that after he gets done with 140, he is coming up to get Errol Spence Jr. at 147 pounds. Now, before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Would be greatly appreciated. We have really great conversations that we do here every day. So I think you'll enjoy yourself, even if you disagree with me. It's okay. Got a whole bunch of people that don't agree with me, but we always chop it up and have a good time. Like my guy, Star 007, and my guy, Timothy Stoudemire. Shout out to both of you, longtime subscribers and supporters. Thank you so much for continuing to support the channel, even though you don't agree with me on some key things. But thank you for supporting in the super chat, the Cash App, and in the super thanks that you can see in the lower right hand corner of the video. And that's a way to support on videos like this. But let's get into that. Teofimo Lopez is a former, and I'm going to say it just to make Devin Haney fans mad, specifically Star 007 and Timothy Stoudemire, former undisputed lightweight champion of the world, who held the WBC franchise championship, the WBA super title, the IBF title, and the WBO title when he defeated Vasily Lomachenko, who is now going to be fighting Devin Haney, well, at least that's the word, for the undisputed title. He is now, Teofimo Lopez that is now at 140 pounds and popping off a little bit banana style, but that's what he's been doing for a while, ever since he won the title off Vasily Lomachenko, and it did not stop after he lost to George Kambosos, but now he's at 140 pounds. About to fight Sandor Martin in his next fight, which should be an entertaining fight. Good fight to check out, which will be on December 10th, about 9 days away from now. In his, I do believe it's his second or third fight at 140 pounds, getting himself in position to fight for one of the belts. And he and his father, Teofimo Lopez Sr., gave an interview in which he was talking about what they were talking about, what their plans would be. And they said after they take over 140 pounds, that they will be moving up to fight Errol Spence Jr. at 147 pounds. Errol Spence Jr. is a 3-belt holder, and that's why Teofimo Lopez Sr. said that that's the guy that we want, because he's the man in the division. He holds the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF belt. That's the direction that he wants to go. Now, Errol Spence Jr., who has been very quiet as of late, after the collapse of the fight, what could have been the fight of the century so far between himself and Terrence Bud Crawford. Will not belabor you guys with what happened with that fight, as we've talked about it a lot. However, I will just say that it starts with a D, ends with a K, and it can fly. Just in case one of you guys get gutter mind. D-U-C-K, duck is what happened in that particular area, but whatever. Errol's been silent ever since. I think he's been taking trips to Africa and getting ready for his next fight, which he says he doesn't know when it is or who it's going to be, but more than likely it's going to be Keith Thurman. I think it's safe to say Keith Thurman is a leading candidate because he has said that he's going to stay at, or at least he implied that he is going to stay at 147 pounds and circle the block to see if Terrence Crawford, after he fights David Avenation, will, chum up the whatever it takes for him to take the fight with Errol Spence. Now, in response to what Teofimo Lopez Sr. said, he was Errol Spence did not address what. He didn't address it to Teofimo. He addressed it to Teofimo Sr. and said, Teofimo's daddy has got to chill. And if you have not seen the George Kambosos fight with Teofimo Lopez, then, you should go back and watch that to understand exactly why Errol Spence Jr. might be saying that. And that is because Teofimo Lopez will absolutely get mopped by Errol Spence Jr. Ain't no way that man is going to be. First of all, I don't even believe that those guys are going to actually try to do it. I don't see a route for them to do it, number one. But number two, I don't really believe that those guys are going to try to do that. By the time they get to undisputed at 140, Errol Spence Jr. will probably already be out of 147 pounds. And the only way that that's going to happen is if he gets the undisputed championship, right? Which is going to be very difficult at 140 pounds. No joke, because of the way those belts are divided up. To become undisputed at 135, I think from a political standpoint and actually from a competition standpoint is, let me put it this way. From a competition standpoint, considering the politics, which is that Top Rank has all of the belts, that's going to be a lot easier to do than it is at 140, where those belts are already split up. You have Regis Prograis, who has the WBC. You have Puello, who I do believe is the WBA. I think the IBF is vacant, and the WBO is with Josh Taylor. I think maybe because he's a former IBF champion, maybe Teofimo Lopez can go the IBF route. But the fact him being able to getting through Regis Prograis or even getting the fight with Puello, I think that is going to be a little bit difficult for him. However, if they get into the fight at 147 pounds, look, man, a southpaw Errol Spence Jr. that is very, very much more defensively responsible, consistent, bigger puncher than Teofimo. Even though I will say this, Teofimo Lopez, his power may very well carry up to 147 pounds. However, it's not going to be anywhere near as devastating as it was at 135 pounds. Him getting in there with those defensive flaws that he has with Errol Spence Jr., specifically fights with his hands down. He also is somebody that really does, I believe, rely a lot on instincts and has his chin out there and is susceptible to be getting hit. He's not somebody that has a high volume of punches. And I just have a suspicion that dude is not going to do anything but fall victim to maybe a 7th, 8th round knockout. And honestly, man, maybe, and that's probably if he gets knocked out in like 4 or 5 rounds, would probably be best for his career. If it goes 12 rounds with Errol Spence Jr., he may not fight for a couple years because Errol does not have the style necessarily where he's looking to knock you out with one punch. He's trying to beat you up over a long haul. And Regis Prograis also said something about Teofimo Lopez. It said, look, man, I like Teofimo Lopez, but I'm telling you, man, if I fight that guy, I'm probably going to seriously hurt him. He's like, because, man, that's why I don't call these dudes out, because when I'm fighting, I'm really trying to hurt you. That's the same way Errol Spence Jr. is. And look, man, if you had any type of difficulties with George Kambosos, you don't want to touch Errol Spence Jr. You don't want to touch Regis Prograis, much less alone Errol Spence Jr. But anyway, I thought that was funny. I really didn't say anything when they originally said it. And Teofimo Lopez first started talking about Errol Spence. But hey, man, now that Errol responded, might as well close the chapter on that one because it's fantasy land for the most part. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.